Michael Ryder here. Hey, I wanted to walk you through some of the changes that we just made in Good to Go and were released this last weekend. So let's go ahead and get started. First of all, here we're at the Good to Go desktop. You may notice over here some changes that we've done to the right action pane. We did some layout changes, that sort of thing. We also exposed a couple new features over here. One is we exposed the lock an unlock feature. So now you can lock a file right from the, uh, the right-hand action pane or basically the Good to Go desktop file list. So that makes it very convenient to either lock or unlock a file. Why would you want to lock a file? Well, locking a file stops anyone from making any status changes for the like change it from approved to changes requested. You can't do any of that once it's locked. You can't update any revisions or anything like that. So it will stop employees from making mistakes and accidentally working on the wrong file, a job that's already been approved for print and ready to go. It also stops the customer from sneaking one in on you at the last minute. So it's a very important feature to take advantage of. So that was why we wanted to bring that up to the surface. The other thing too is we wanted to bring custom labels up to the surface too. Custom labels are really good for communicating to other employees what's the status of a job. Like in this case, I just changed it to ready for print. It puts that little badge on there. Now, keep in mind, all these custom labels, you define what they are. You go to the Good to Go preferences, you make your own list of custom labels. That's how that works. And then you can apply them here from the desktop. Now, another thing custom labels are used for is workflow automation. They can be used as what we call a trigger or something that would initiate that, trigger that workflow to be initiated. To give you a good example of what I mean by that is, let's say I wanted to say that this job is ready for pickup, so I'm going to change it to ready for pickup. And now maybe I got a switch or a Zapier workflow sitting in the background monitoring for that trigger, and then it's going to go ahead and send off a text message to the customer telling them that their job is ready for pickup and maybe an email as well. So you can see that's some automation that you can do with these using these custom labels as triggers. So anyways, by the way, if you ever have questions about that sort of thing, how can you use automations? What can it do? With Good to Go, please drop us an email, book a meeting. We can discuss what you want to do. There are lots of things you can do, especially like with Zapier, that doesn't require a lot of setup or cost or extra servers, that sort of thing. You just got to have a Zapier account, and you can do stuff like send text messages to clients. That's an easy one, and I can show you how that's done. So anyways, book a meeting if you want to know more about that. Back to our demo. Let's switch over to the proofing status window, which basically is a team workspace proofing. I just bookmark it, makes it easy to get at that stuff, which, by the way, most of our views you can bookmark. So if there's a certain view you go to a lot, please bookmark it and stick it to your bookmark bar. That's a little tip, save you a lot of time. Now, a couple things. I'm going to walk through some things really fast, but I want to show you just a quick overview. First of all, you may not have realized this. Under each workspace, there's some actions you can apply or some functions you can apply, as well as some alternate views like show folders only or to show files only or all the files. That's something you can, again, bookmark those if you like a certain way. We also got filters available for most of these windows. Now, these can be different from workspace to workspace, so get familiar with those filters. That can help you in navigating. Also, here, anytime we see the little speech bubble, that's telling me that there's a comment assigned to that document, and you can click on it and you can see that document. And if that document's been marked up at all, it'll show up right there, right in the comment. So that's another thing that can help you out if you're looking and evaluating different files. The other thing too is the action menu. Here you can mark a job as done. Now, why would you want to mark a job as done? it's going to remove it from the workspace. Because why? Because the job is done. You want it out of the workspace. You don't want to look at it anymore. It's done. Get it out of there. That's what that does. Marking it as done does that. And of course, we added the lock and unlock to this action menu as well. So that gives you the capability to lock a file from here once it's ready to go. Of course, we already show you the status of a file. Of course, if it's approved, it's going to show you the approved badge. You're going to see the custom label badges that are there. So there's some really nice navigation things. Yeah, with the last update, we introduced some new badges. Uh, each action or each task has its own badge. And in the case of proofing, that's what the P stands for. You can click on it and you can look at the individual status of the files or the individual reviewers, what they've actually done. Like in this case, this reviewer has actually asked for changes. This one hasn't done anything yet. So you can take a look at that and see that. And if we need to go in and check the file, we can just click on the preview link and we can go right in and take a look at what's going on there. So some really nice shortcuts built into these windows, as well as here, let me point this out. Here you can see that this file is actually part of a folder review because we name that, we now mark that right there. So you can see that that's part of a folder review. Now you may ask yourself, what about other actions like job forward, upload revision, that sort of thing? Those badges are now active too, and you can click on them and see the status of those tasks as well. So hopefully that gave you some really good ideas or some clues about the new features and ways to navigate. If you ever have any questions on navigating in Good to Go or best ways to set yourself up, please, again, drop us an email, book a meeting. We always encourage that. And let us know what you'd like, and we'll help you out. That's the only thing we can do is try to help you out as much as we can. So otherwise, help us out by always make sure that you communicate to us any changes that you'd like to see out of Good to Go, any enhancements. Most of what you saw here today is all the result of customer comments. And we definitely react to customer comments as we try to enhance Good to Go and make it more productive for you every day. So thank you very much, and I look forward to hearing from you. Have a great week.